everyone, my name is Ashton and I'm just trying to get it together. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that I stumbled upon whenever I was in Walgreens picking up my medicine. But I walked by the makeup aisle and I found this. Anyway, this is the Walgreens oversized blending sponge. I haven't heard anyone talk about this. Maybe I'm listening to the wrong people and watching the wrong people, but I haven't heard anybody talk about this. Maybe it's just that bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just so obscure that no one's talking about it, but we're gonna test it out. But first, before we get started, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you're interested in anything that I have to say. Just wanted you to know that I first started out with some pretty decent skin today. Pardon my brows, have not messed with them yet. They need to be waxed pretty badly. My skin was already clean. I showered earlier and I did my normal cleansing and whatever, but it's been a few hours. So I did my Pixie Glow Tonic first. Then I did my Pixie Hydrating Milky Mist. And then I have been trying this primer that I found at TJ Maxx at a discounted price. It is from First Aid Beauty. It's the Pores Be Gone, and I have been loving it. I have been stuck on the e.l.f. Poreless Putty that's supposed to be like Tatcha, and I love that as well. But this has been really nice. I have been loving it. I used these three products. Just wanted to let you know that my skin is feeling fabulous. And as you can tell, super bare face. You can see why I had to fill in my eyebrows, but I've got some dark circles, I've got red, you can see freckles like crazy among anything else. Pardon my hair, it looked amazing earlier and then it just decided to do whatever it wanted to do. As is life. Whatever. Let's get started. We're gonna put on ye old headband. I always feel weird without bangs, so I gotta have something right here. Oh my gosh, I figured out why I cock it sideways. Like, I figured it out. I'm so used to having bangs for the past like decade. It all makes sense now. Anyway, love that. Anyway, this is a TJ Maxx. No, this is a Marshall's find. I think this was like $5 or something. It's amazing. And it doesn't squeeze my huge noggin like most of these do. It's awesome. Highly recommend. So let's get to the sponge. Finally, after I just would not stop talking. This is from Walgreens. If you don't have a Walgreens near you, you can order them online. It's $4.99. Right now they're on sale for $3.99. So let's open her up. I'm gonna have fun cleaning this up later. Like, I'm gonna have to get into my sewing scissors over there. This is not like wanting to, I'm not trying to go negative already, but come on, just make it easy for me. Hold please. My grandma would be so mad at me knowing that I used her sewing shears to open this up, but I'm trying to make myself look better, so I really think that she would understand. So far, I hate it. Just kidding. And we are back. Packaging 0 out of 10. Would not recommend the packaging. But we have this sponge. It's basically just like any sponge, but it's flat. It's pretty soft. Hopefully you can kind of see that. It's pretty soft. This is really good to buff everything out. So is the Believe Beauty. So you will see me using this because when I test this sponge out, I'm gonna use it just the way that I use everything else. We're gonna use today the CoverGirl True Blend Foundation. This is a more dewy foundation, and I've been finding that that is more my speed. I always put a couple pumps on the back of my hand, and I'll either dip in and wipe some on my face, or I'll use the sponge itself, dip in and boom, boom. But I feel like for the first time using a sponge, I'll just kind of put a little bit on there and go about my business. Okay. So let's talk about this sponge and what it did. I don't know about this. I may have to use it again, but overall, the main thing that's coming to mind, it soaks up a lot of product, whether it is liquid. I didn't see it so much the concealer, but with the foundation, especially the powder, it soaks up a lot of the product. If I use, and this is the sponge that I've used for the longest, the L'Oreal sponge. I've used this for years. This sponge does not soak up much of the product whatsoever. This sponge easily soaks up 50 to 75%. And I'm leaning more towards the 75 because I have never had to use, what was that, 6 to 8 pumps of foundation. I use this as an everyday foundation because it is dewy. It covers up what I need it to cover up, but it still makes me look natural. I've never had to use that much of this foundation. This sponge, see, you can still see so much on there. And that's okay because a lot of these sponges, like I have barely used this since I washed it and you can see some residue on there, but I have had makeup on my face. I haven't had to use extra. For this one, I've had to use a lot extra and I've only used this one time. I've never really had a sponge that I've used one time look like this. My thoughts, would I buy this again? No. I would take my $4 and I would go to Dollar General and I would buy this Believe Beauty sponge. Look at this. Like, this is barely me pressing down whatsoever. This sponge is amazing. I've washed it and it's just as soft. I'm not buying any more L'Oreal sponges. This is my oldest sponge. Like, and I mean, I probably have 4 of these sponges that I've washed and washed and washed and washed and washed, and I love them, love them, love them. I'm retiring. I mean, after this time, I'm probably gonna throw them away. Believe Beauty, way to go. Dollar General. Now, Walgreens does me so good for so many things, but I'm gonna pass on this. I'm gonna use it because I think it'll do me really well for some other things. Like, I think that it did okay for concealer. Like, it did put it in for me, boom. But when it came to powder, absolutely not. Y'all know me, I don't bake. I put the powder on, typically with a brush, and then I don't bake. because it just ends up looking crepey and heavy and just not for me. I'm gonna pass on this next time, but I will use this because, honey, I spent money on it. Even if it is $4. $3.99, rounds up to $4. Typically it's $4.99, so $5. Should you buy it if you are pinching your pennies and you want to find the best sponge? Go to Dollar General, get the Believe Beauty Sponge. It's amazing. If you like videos like these, let me know in the comments down below. And if you care about anything that I have to say, you should like, comment, subscribe. So that's all for today's video. See y'all next time.